Yeah, and it is what we were saying for the people that have just joined, repeat what you said, that I think there were some students that couldn't attend, so they asked if they could record this so that they can watch it later. So if you don't want your face on screen, obviously you can just keep your camera off, but obviously you're welcome to if you like. So yeah, I'm Jamie. I work for the Students' Union. So I have kind of two different bits to my job. Part of it is with helping look after all of our student societies, which there's a few society people here, so nice to see you. And the other part of what I do, which is a big overlap, is I help with volunteering. So that would be additional kind of volunteering roles within the Students' Union, and also helping to link students to volunteering with external organisations, which we've got a page on our website where there's a list of different opportunities that are available, which I think we can probably show later on in this event. And actually, we've got one of the students that volunteered with us during our Freshers Fairs this year has just joined us as well. So we can, I think if Mohammed is our other kind of volunteer that was going to say hello. So I think if I'll let Mohammed say hello and then Marina as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Salihu. I am a second-year accounting student at UWS, and I'm based at Paisley campus. I currently volunteer with Black Professionals Scotland. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marina. I study events management in my second year at Paisley campus as well, and I started volunteering this year for the Students' Union. I volunteered at both of the Students' Fair and beginning of the year in Paisley and Ayr, and I quite enjoyed being like socializing and getting to know more people and getting to know what's going on at the university, because last year I started uni online as well, and I didn't get much to see how of the societies of the people there and stuff. So that's what I wanted to have out of the volunteering experience, more or less, to see what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, because I'm studying events, I wanted to get some experience in. And yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Marina. So what we'll do is we will talk about general volunteering, why why do we need to volunteer, what's in it for us, what's the benefit for us. We'll have a general discussion, okay, and then we'll come to your experiences further, and you can tell us more if that's okay. That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so I will share my screen, and so can you see my screen? Yeah. Yeah, great. Okay, so today's event is Student Volunteer Week, coinciding with the Student Volunteer Week this week. And what's in it for me? Why volunteer? So those who didn't catch when we were introducing ourselves, our introduction is here. So my name is Ona Ramsey, Careers Advisor and Employer Liaison and Projects Officer. And my colleague Nigel Royal is here, Careers Advisor, and Jamie McDowell, Student Opportunities Coordinator. Okay, so our student services, the careers team, are organizing this event with the Student Union. So with the careers advisors or careers events, if you're not familiar, we have this website on your My Day tile, I think, and at the appointments, you can make appointments with careers advisors, and also book careers events here, and also careers resources here as well that you can make the most of, as well as academic skills resources. And if you are, the website is here, and our email address is here, and on Twitter also you can follow us as well. And this is the Student Union website, and also their website, email address, and the Twitter handle here. So please follow us, and you can tweet about this event as well if you like. So what we will cover today, there are 9 reasons why every job seeker should volunteer. That's a resource which is on our website. I'm sure there are 90 benefits or different ways that we would There are reasons and benefits that we get from volunteering, and then a guide to working and volunteering in Scotland's Volunteer Centre. So we have some information if you're volunteering in Scotland, what kind of organizations out there and how you can go about that. And then also some people asked about setting up a charity themselves. So we can look into that very briefly as well. And then we'll look at our fantastic speakers, Mohammed and Nayan also, I think, is here. And also now we have Marina as well. So 9 reasons why the first one, and let's see. So when you're on this website, you can go this website, you can go. Sorry, I'm just going to mute somebody there because I was hearing the echo. Okay, so on this website, as you can see, there are so many different things you can have a look at. Okay, so if you just put keyword like that, do you see that? There are so many things coming up. The top one would be 9 reasons why every job seeker should volunteer. So look at that. So whether you're a student or a recent graduate or a changing career, looking to fill a career gap, or simply looking for a new job, volunteering can be incredibly beneficial. So here are some of the top reasons to consider taking up a volunteering position. So first one is gaining experience. The position you are after might call for a certain level of experience, but to reach this level, you'll need to get a job first. It's a tricky but quite common situation. Probably you already come across this, and volunteering offers a way around this vicious circle, allowing you to build up relevant experience for the role you want. So you need, references, experience, etc. But volunteering can give you that, because you can't get the job without the experience sometimes. So it's a good way to gain experience. So fills gaps on your CV. So many students as careers advisor I see, and they have their CVs created, and they don't have anything else apart from their school, college, and university, and that's it. Okay, and in that case, it will fill gaps on your CV. And just because it isn't a regular paid job, that doesn't mean it doesn't constitute as work. So sometimes people think, oh, I just did that. And it can be an event, or it can be a coffee morning or anything like that. That counts. So remember, every little can count. So how you see it, it depends on you, how you can relate it to the jobs and experience you're applying for. So volunteering experience is a valuable addition to your CV, as it shows that you've been proactive in keeping your skills up to date and acquiring new ones. So I'm a director of a volunteering organization as well. So when I see somebody, when they send their CVs, if I see them that they have proactively volunteered for organizations, I like that. That tells you that you want to make things happen. You have a big heart, you want to help people, things like that. So it's really good. And also you learn something new. There are loads of interesting volunteering opportunities out there at any given time, boasting an extensive range of different positions. We'll look into that later. Usually these roles don't require a great deal of experience and provide an ideal opportunity to pick up new skills. Okay, and build your network. This is very, very important. Sometimes it's not what you know or what qualifications you have, who you know are very, very important. So whether it's other volunteers, clients, or the people in charge, volunteering is a great way to meet new people who might bring to light opportunities or information beneficial to your job hunt. They are valuable additions to your network, so look after these connections. So they might not have the opportunity today, but they might have it tomorrow, in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, next year. They will remember you. If you give them a good impression, you have a good reputation, they will remember you. They will recommend you to people. And if they happen to see opportunities, they will let you know as well. So basically, you're putting out there the words that you are looking for jobs. And then if they see anything, they feed them back to you. They will give information as well as helping you out. First one, line up credible references. So if your experience is limited, references from people who have seen you at work may put you ahead of the other applicants. volunteering can provide you with those references. So especially also with the international students, even though you worked many years in the country that you studied and lived before, sometimes a reference from this country or experience from here can give you that advantage, because I was an international student myself and I volunteered in different organizations to gain network and also to ask for reference as well. So that can help you as well. So remember that. And demonstrate your passion. So employers want top candidates who really love what they do, and doing it for free says exactly that. You keep talking about you love it, but you know, it's only when you're paid, it doesn't show you that, you know, you're that enthusiastic. When the opportunity arises, you should take it. It also shows you are willing to go the extra mile to get the relevant skills and experience you need. Okay, so 7, focus on something positive. It keeps you busy and your spirit up as you're helping others and meeting new people. So this is really important. Yeah, talking to others who might be in a similar position, as you can also have an encouraging effect as you compare notes and share useful information. So I will highlight this. It's very important, especially again, if you're on your own, away from home, away from your friends, and especially during lockdown, it can be difficult. But there are opportunities online or in person now. Things are opening up, so you can make these happen. So go out there and grab these opportunities. Okay, and then 8, find internal jobs. So like internships, volunteering positions might lead to a permanent position if you play your cards right. If they like you, they might create jobs for you. Some people do that, or they might, offer. I have a student, for example, she wanted to work in social media development in digital media. So studied a big organization that has money, I guess, but she studied the social media channels, and she came up with recommendations and said, got in touch with them and said, I watched and analyzed your social media. If you do this, you could have more followers, influencers, etc. And I can help this. I can make this happen, but I can work for free for you for 2 weeks or for a month. And then after that, they created a job for them. Okay, so that kind of things can happen as well. Of course, it depends on a role being available, but if you make a good impression, an employer might just remember you when an opportunity does come up. So final one, boost your morale. Instead of sitting at home, you are out there working, which can give a much needed boost to your confidence in both your professional abilities and your chances of finding relevant work. Yeah, it's very easy to get sucked into Netflix or, all the Amazon Prime or whatever you're watching sometimes, but it's better also to get out there and get some volunteering experience as well. So moreover, it can help you figure out the type of work you enjoy doing and therefore which role would fit you best. Okay, that's great. So if you have any questions or if you want to say anything, you can use the chat function. Okay, so that's the 9 reasons why volunteering is good for us. So we'll close that. And then do you have any questions or anything to add, Nigel, Jeremy, for now?
Just that I'm putting some of the links just that you had there, just going to put them in the chat. Nigel, if I've got the wrong ones for the university side of things, please correct them, but I'll put the student union one as well. Only other thing I'd maybe add to that is that obviously volunteering, I think when people are at university, you're really busy and we've got lots of things going. And I know a lot of the students we speak to can be a bit worried about, they kind of think volunteering means that you're making a big commitment and you're signing up to some long-term thing. There will be some opportunities where that is what they're expecting, but there's a lot of things that you can do that are just really short and kind of one-off event things, or maybe once a month. So if you're looking to do volunteering and you're not sure about time, there'll always be something that you can do and fits in around what time you have available, because there's no point in getting involved in something that's not possible. So yeah, just it's that people shouldn't be put off by thinking they're going to have to agree to something that's going to take up all their time.
Yeah, I can add a couple of things to that. As an active volunteer, you know, I mean, one of the things that I find with volunteering is that it's actually a lot of fun, you know, and it's a good way of, I mean, we talk about networking and the rest of it, but it's actually fun, you know, meeting different people and meeting people from a cross section, because often if you're just focused on your course, then you're not meeting that cross section across the university or across society, and often through volunteering you do get that interaction. The other thing I'd say is, well, I've got to do the plug for the Volunteer Recognition Award. So, you know, by volunteering, you can get the Volunteer Recognition Award if you do some extra pieces of work for us. And the benefit of that is that you're showing that you've reflected on the skills that you're developing, and you've actually been able to put those into words, and that's always going to be useful when it comes to your interview skills or applications. So there's an element there, you know, if you take that to the stage of, if you take it to that next stage of doing the award, you're getting extra benefits from your volunteering.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so we look. Okay, so Claire, you have your hands up. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. It's Claire from the Student Union. I just wanted to quickly share my experience from volunteering, because so also helped me a lot because I did a career change. So I went from working in finance for about 20 years to going into early childhood education. But because I had no experience working with children, I only had my own children, but no working experience. I wouldn't have gotten into college if I hadn't have been an active volunteer at the time for a befriending service. So, and it didn't take up a lot of my time. I used to go out with this child once every 2 weeks. But the reference that I got from the organization was really good, and it's what helped me to secure a place in college. I went on to do my HNC in childcare. And also, when I did do my training as a befriender, I covered things like child protection. So now when I'm looking at new roles moving into after the sabbatical role, I am seeing some of the jobs that I'm interested in are looking for someone that has done child protection training. And I did that when I was a volunteer. So even now, years later, after being at university and things like that, that volunteering that I did is still, you know, benefiting me later on through life and my future career prospects. So I just want to say to everybody, it is really beneficial and it helped me significantly, and I wouldn't even have gotten into college or into uni if I hadn't have volunteered. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity if you get the chance to do it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Claire. That's great. And we have Nayan.
Hi there. I would like to share my experience as a volunteer as well. It's been really amazing. And the help I got from Nigel is appreciated. So I was like, being as an immigrant, I do save a lot of extra time just because I'm not with my family. Like in India, I do have to give a time to my family, but here, like I do save lots of extra time apart from my work and study. So the volunteering was really, really best option for me to spend my extra time. And it was a leisure activity as well, like working for a cancer research trust and working for some, like I randomly, like if there is a volunteering opportunity, I just randomly go for it. I do not worry about whether what would be the outcome. I just see like learning is everywhere. So it was quite good. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so we will go to our next thing, that is a guide to working and volunteering in Scotland's volunteer sector. So we will also share this document with you, okay, it's in the chat. So it's quite good. But it has also a list of organizations that you can go for opportunities to look at different opportunities. Okay, so what is the voluntary sector? So voluntary sector is basically the size of NHS. Also, okay, so you probably heard volunteer sector is called third sector. So first sector or public sector is the first sector. Okay, so this would be local and national government bodies, national healthcare providers, and education providers. And private sector or the second sector includes commercial businesses and in the industries like department stores or utility companies. And the voluntary sector or third sector is made up of non-governmental and non-profit organizations, from grassroots community groups and village hall communities to social enterprises and registered national charities. So depending on who you speak to, it's often also described as a not-for-profit sector, charity sector, social economy, and social enterprise sector, NGOs, or non-government organizations, or civil society. So it's just a little explanation. If somebody talks about third sector, etc., that's what they mean. Okay. So in 2018, Scotland's voluntary sector had a turnover of over £5.8 billion. So as of August 2019, it was made up of over 40,000 organizations. So including 24. So you can see the numbers there: registered charities over 24,000, 20,000 grassroots community groups, sports and arts clubs, and 158 housing associations. So you might haven't thought about that, housing associations, and also social enterprises and community interest companies and credit unions. So did you know Edinburgh Zoo, the National Trust, the Guides, Citizens Advice, Mountain Rescue, Glasgow Science Centre, Edinburgh International Festival, Pitlochry Theatre, and the Beatson are all voluntary organizations. So it's interesting facts there. So if there's so many different organizations that you can volunteer in so many ways. Okay. So what does the voluntary sector do? So support people, empowering people, bringing communities together, and enabling better health and well-being, and improving our environment. So with 3 new charities registered in Scotland every working day, the sector is vast, vibrant, and varied, and changing all the time. So you can imagine 3 a day, so registered. So as you can see, Sustainable Development Goals, that's the United Nations goals. So most charities will cover these, and I'm assuming the subjects that you're studying in university will fall onto one of these 17 goals as well. So you can tie into these in your applications, CVs, or whatever you're going for as well. So working in the voluntary sector, there are 120,000 directly paid staff in the voluntary sector, a figure almost comparable with NHS Scotland, okay, collectively making it one of the Scotland's biggest employers. So NHS Scotland is the biggest employer, so 120,000, so directly all over Scotland. So these are so many jobs, as you can imagine. Okay, so you don't have to be a volunteer only, but also you can get paid jobs in these organizations. So that's what you need to understand as well. So you can get experience, but also you can get paid for it as well. So what kind of jobs are there? There are hundreds of roles available in the voluntary sector. Here are some of the most popular roles. So you can have a look at those roles yourselves, but let's see. Number of jobs by sector. Actually, I'll ask, have you heard of goodmoves.com, the website, the charity jobs? Okay, so goodmoves.com, you can go and look for different opportunities, paid and unpaid opportunities there. That's the Scottish volunteering organization jobs out there. So number of jobs by sector. So you can see these are so many different ways. And then the big ones, you can see at the bottom here, children, including nursery care, housing, social care, and people with disabilities, and also health and culture and arts as well. So you can see all the different ways, and probably the courses, subjects you're studying will fall onto these as well. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with all these different statistics. I think it's going to be more interesting to hear from our volunteers, the students and people who volunteered. So further information, you can see all these different websites, and it's in the chat. Did I put it in the chat or not yet? Okay, so I'll stop sharing. And Mohammed, would you like to tell us about your experience? How long have you been doing it, and what are you enjoying most, and why do you think people should volunteer?
Okay. I'm a storyteller, but I'll try to keep my experience brief. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
I moved from Nigeria to Scotland in January 2021 to pursue my bachelor's degree at UWS. Due to the restriction, I was unable to socialize properly and get to meet new people. And so I decided to develop my personal brand on LinkedIn, which helped me grow my network in Glasgow. But that's a story for another day. My name is Mohammed Salihu. I am a second year accounting student at UWS, and I volunteer with Black Professionals Scotland. I work as part of the internship team and help find businesses in Scotland interested in promoting Black inclusion and diversity through LinkedIn and networking. During my studies, my lecturer made me understand that accountants are required to have both hard and soft skills. Some of these skills include technical skills, communication skills, IT skills, and whatnot. With the deepest sense of urgency, I was forced to search online on how to develop these skills. Mind you, the BAc degree at UWS is designed to equip students with the skills expected of a modern-day accountant. But I was in need of a real-life experience, and that was what motivated me to work with Black Professionals Scotland as a volunteer. Now, the benefit of these are that within a year of moving from Nigeria to Scotland, I was able to develop key skills expected of an accounting student, both through my studies at UWS and through my role as a volunteer at Black Professionals Scotland. Some of the skills I developed are effective communication skills. Now, through attending networking events where I represented Black Professionals Scotland and spoke to businesses interested in promoting Black inclusion, I was able to learn how to convey a message clearly and to take note of my body language. Good IT skills. My responsibility with Black Professionals Scotland involves checking in on interns and host company through typing and sending email, as well as using Microsoft Excel to manage our progress. This provided me with the opportunity to develop a good IT skill. Interpersonal skill. I was able to develop these skills by attending networking events where I spoke to businesses interested in promoting Black inclusion and diversity. This enabled me to learn how to convey a message clearly, to take note of my body language, and to learn how to listen to others. My advice to every student here today would be to try volunteering, as it keeps you connected to the community. It helps you make new friends. It gives you an invaluable experience to add on your CV. And most importantly, volunteering makes the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was really, really good and organized and already prepared. And we can see that you're a fantastic public speaker as well. And we love stories, you know, so it's nice to hear your stories, where you have been and where you are now and what you're learning. So thank you very much. Okay, and Marina, or would you like to add your experience?
Sure. I do feel a bit underprepared now. You gave a beautiful speech, Mohammed, but yeah, here we go. I volunteered for the Students' Union, as I said before, but we also set up a small society ourselves now to help us with our studies, which you could consider volunteering. I also volunteer for Students Ask Students. At the Students' Union, and I tried a few events, like small events, outdoor events and the technical IT one where I volunteered. So I only started in September last year, and I was basically looking for.
Okay, so I just wait for you. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Sorry, can you mute yourselves if you are not speaking, please?
Okay, no problem. I was just looking for experience to look behind the scenes for my studies, events management, and I didn't expect much when I first started it. I just wanted to try it out and go in with an open mind. And as I've experienced, it is that easy. You go in and you'll just see what comes your way, and no one expects much of you. Everyone is so grateful for everything you do, which is what I love and why I continue doing it, because it is really sometimes more fun than work, because people don't expect stuff from you, but you give it, like, you want to give it. So I don't know, it's a very beautiful experience. Yeah, I wanted to socialize, obviously get to know more people, and network. I got involved through the Students' Union. They advertised a few things, but also the Facebook page of my events management program. And from there on, I also got to know a different Facebook page. It's called Vamos 2014. They always post like various different volunteering opportunities, and also Event People is a good website for that. You can like just text them, ask casually, depending obviously on what experience. There are more professional volunteer experiences inside a company maybe, but all the small events that I volunteered with were like that. What I also liked about the experiences is that it's really no commitment at all, because I'm a quite jumpy person and I do as I feel, and especially with volunteering, I think like you really should want to do it and not force yourself to go. So no commitment, but obviously if you promise something, you shouldn't cancel it last minute. Yeah, I think that's it.
Fantastic. So you've gained so many experiences, through organizing events. You have to plan ahead how many people, health and safety, booking venue, what kind of, you need to think about how many people are attending, catering, all these things like that. Fantastic. And these are all transferable skills that will give you so much help to go for the next job, because people will value your experience and skills now. So that's really, really good. So thank you, Marina. Really good to see enthusiastic students joining and doing different things as well. Excellent. Yeah, Jamie, thank you. Yeah, if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask, ask our students or ourselves, please just ask in the chat, or you can unmute and speak.
Ramsey, I was just wondering, like, who else is from London? Is that just to me, or? Oh yeah, I'm the only one, I guess. Okay. I was also wondering, like, when this voluntary recognition award things, or if will be presented or something will come on UWS. Can you give us some update on that?
Yes, I can give you some information. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that one for you, Nyan. Yeah, I mean, basically, we close off the submissions at the end of March, so 31st of March, and then myself, Jamie, and other colleagues meet together as a panel to look at the submissions, and then we agree the awards over the following week or so. you'll get an email at that point.
Is that going to be, I'm sorry to interrupt you, I'm sorry. Is that going to be along with our degree convocation? Because me, as I was with the January 21 intake, so like we finished with the studies, we just have to wait till May. So
yeah, I mean, you will have to wait because you know we do the submissions each year. I mean, I can talk about this with you individually, but when you know, we do it on an annual basis, so there won't be any awards until the end of March. Having said that, it will still count as, you know, as through the HERE award.
oh yeah, that's and I can see someone on chat box, Josna. She's actually volunteering for Cancer Research UK. Hi Josna, are you from India as well?
Oh, yes.
Very okay, cool. Are you in Scotland or London?
I'm in Scotland.
Okay, Saruche. All right, fine. Yeah, that does consider the as a volunteering. All you have to do is just send an email to or take help from Nigel. He like, you just have to take a signature on one online paper. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe worth just
Okay.
mentioning as well that obviously I think it's the end of March. I think Nigel, when you said is when that closes for when you can submit your submission for the award, but you can do it at any time. So if you wanted to do it next week and submit it, you do it then. It's not something you have to wait till the end of March and do it all in the one go. And I think as well, it's probably worth saying that when we get the awards and we look through it as a panel, we don't just dismiss things. I think we've done it in the past that if we just think we need a little bit more information, then we'll get back to you and we'll help you with that. So don't think of it as something that's too scary and you need to worry about. Our aim is to help you with these things. And also, it's probably just worth quickly mentioning, because just what Nyan's saying about international students, London students, as Marina was saying, we've got societies at the university. We've got a few of our accounting society members here actually. We've got an international student society, and we've got a few like a postgraduate students one as well. I've got a few plans lined up over the next few months. So if there are kind of London-based or international students, we've got a few things planned to try and help bring you together. So yeah, thought it's good.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. So like, also wondering, like, is for our degree, with like London students, Scottish students, we all have a get together for a degree or something, or London are separate, Paisley are separate, or do you know, like?
Yeah, we were actually just planning an event. It's probably going to be an online event, I think.
If it's going to be in the summer, like, oh wow. No.
Yeah, well, it's going to be about June time actually for this year. Is that too late for you? I mean, it'll be online anyway, so even if you
doesn't worth it then. I'm sorry, but like online is not that enjoyable as you go physically and have the degree, the same experience I had in India. So yeah, but that would be fine, I guess. At least we're going to have a degree convocation. So
are you talking about your graduation convocation?
Yeah, so that's
all right.
like,
yeah, I think that's still up for debate yet, whether the actual graduations are in person or whether they're
no, is it like well, what I'm thinking is like the like Lancashire, Paisley, like all campus have a convocation together.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're normally done campus by campus.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So we had a couple of people have their hands up. Mamta?
Yes, ma'am. The many things of volunteers and other things, they are in other campuses like Paisley, Ayr, Lanarkshire, and other places. But I don't see anything in London campus. What are we gonna do?
I'm from your London.
Oh.
There are lots of things to do. Like if you just go and explore, Like, see, there are
In the
marathon.
website or where?
It's on the website. It's just like find volunteering on the Google or take help from the UWS. They could find you something for you. Something for you.
I've posted
I was-
a link.
yeah.
Sorry, Mamta. I've posted something on the chat there about an organisation in Southwark, which is quite close to the London campus, and they promote volunteering opportunities. And we have had an arrangement with them in the past for students to use that service. So have a look on the chat there where it says Community Southwark.
Sure, sure.
And have a look at their website because there are some volunteer opportunities on there. And we do have some other links that we can provide you with through the London Mayor's office as well. Perhaps I can actually post them on the chat as well.
Nigel, Anuna, I don't know, it maybe be quite a good idea is that once we've finished this event, because obviously we've got people on different campuses,
yeah,
for everyone that's registered for this, we could probably send a little email to everyone with all the kind of relevant links. So the ones from the university and the students union, but also we can, so some of the things that Nigel's mentioning there for different areas, we can send you some links for websites where they advertise different volunteering. That's maybe quite a good way to make sure that everyone's got those, because someone else has just put in the chat that they've joined a bit late, so which is great. Thanks for joining us. But that's maybe a good way to make sure that we're kind of pointing everyone in the right direction. And then we can leave some contact details as well to make sure if you do have trouble, you can get in touch with any of us and we can help.
Yeah, definitely. So I've put a couple of Volunteer Scotland website and United Nations volunteering website. You can volunteer in your own country or internationally abroad, and also online as well. And also the UK one volunteering website. Okay, so as Jamie said, we will compile a list of different websites and links for you. And if you registered for this event, you should get the email. Okay, and we will send it as soon as possible if we can, and we, and also once you see an opportunity or you already had experience, you can make appointment with our careers advisors, and you can talk about how you can include it in your CV or application, and how, why, which one you should go for, or things like that. Okay, so we are here, so we can make appointments, etc. Okay, so I'm conscious of the time, and we haven't had the chance to talk about setting up a charity. But what I'm thinking is, would anybody like to find out about how to set up a charity in general? Or is it not relevant at the moment for today? What do you think?
But setting up a charity and all, we already, as a student, we already have lots of stuff in our mind. So I don't think like as a student, we'll be able to set up any specific charity to donate some money or donate funds. So I don't think it's just beyond students' ability. Like for us, for a London student especially, I'm not sure how things are with the Scotland.
Yeah, okay, no problem. So setting up charity is quite, well, to a certain extent, it's straightforward, but you will need lots of paperwork and governance, and trustees is the important bit. So people who are called trustees, board members, who can back you up, especially if you're an international student, I guess UK-based people who can also partner with you if it's going to be international charity, because I set up one and it takes a lot of I guess, trust and how to go about it and things like that. But apart from the governance side, it's the bank account side can be also takes a lot of time, because they want to check if the money, which country you're going to be working with, and how you're going to, spend your money and things like that. Okay, so if anybody is interested in specifically setting up a charity, etc., we can send you information, and also you can come and make an appointment, and we can put you in the right direction as well. So okay, Shannon, you have your hand up.
Hi, I'm not really going to ask about the charity thing, but because I'm not really wanting to do that, but I was just wondering a little bit like the student union thing. I think I heard like you can volunteer for that. I was wondering how you go about doing that kind of thing? Like, would that be in the email how to go about that, like you were saying?
That's probably one for me.
Yeah.
What specifically was it at the Students' Union?
I don't know, it's like that kind of thing, but I just know like I want to try and volunteer, and I was just wondering like if the student union's quite a kind of way of going about volunteering, then I'll try that.
So yes, definitely. There's a few different things. So actually basically everything that students have involved in the student union is all volunteering opportunities. So I think Marina said that setting up and running a society, that's a kind of volunteer role, and then we've got our president of our accounting society here. We did have a separate volunteering team. So Marina was volunteering during our freshers fairs, which we had in October. We did have another kind of online kind of support service. It was a volunteer role. The staff member that was kind of leading on that, she's actually just left. So at the moment, we're going to have to put that on hold until we get someone else, because just in terms of what they've got the capacity to do. But there's definitely lots of other things you can get involved with. The best thing we can probably do is if I put my email address in the chat, Shannon, and if you want to just send me a little email and say hello, and either I can give you more information in an email, or we can set up another time to have a little bit of a chat. Because yeah, there's always stuff that you can get involved with, and I'm more than happy to help with that.
Also, can I ask like how Marina, I remember her like talking, and I remember like saying like they don't expect a lot from you, but like it makes you more want to do it, and I quite like the thought of that, because I work part-time plus I'm doing uni. And I was wondering, like, I have like a couple of days free, but I don't have like hundreds of time. So I was wondering, like, even if you had like a day just volunteering a week, does that like count, or can you do that?
I think that really depends on your field of work, like where do you want to go next with it, and how often are you going to volunteer? Because I'm not quite sure about that myself, actually. I do post all the volunteering stuff that I do post it on LinkedIn to just get like my page set up a little, and then because LinkedIn is a big thing in Great Britain. So I feel like if I have some stuff on there that would help me. I don't put the volunteering experiences on the CV, to be honest. I would maybe put the Students' Union one, but not the weekends that I did at small events. But I think that's always great things to talk about in an interview, for example, if something comes up or if some questions come up. Yeah, that's how I think about it.
Thank you. I was just wondering because I wasn't sure if I could volunteer, just because I've only got like 2 days free a week. So I was wondering, like, is that like a thing I could do, or is it like not really because you need to kind of do more time? I just wasn't really sure.
Shannon,
no, I think totally.
Definitely,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was, I don't know when you joined, so I think right at the start, that was kind of the thing that I said of don't worry if you've got, depending on your commitment, there will be some of the things that are on the Students' Union website, some of the opportunities for other organizations, they are looking, because it's kind of different support things where they're looking for a bit more commitment, but there's always lots of things that you can do and one-off things that you can do. And I think Nyan and Marina both kind of said the same, that if you just go for it and get involved in these things and do it, and you don't really know what it'll lead to. If you do one thing, it's one day, it's a couple of hours, and you never do anything again, but you enjoy those couple of hours, then that's great.
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy it, then at least you know that's not for you, and you can try something else, which is also a very useful thing about volunteering.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I'd also say you can always just try, and then whenever you feel like it's too much for you, or it doesn't work, or you don't like it, you can stop again. It's not a problem.
Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, just for Shannon now, in terms of volunteering outside of the Students' Union, I mean, we've had students actually that have achieved the award actually only doing an hour, I think it was an hour a month, actually, I think one of the students. But it was, that was the time that they spent actually volunteering, but they were doing some kind of background, work in between. But, it really, volunteering allows you to be a lot more flexible than than other types of work in terms of your time. So I think it's more a case of finding the opportunities that fit around your schedule.
Excellent, yes. And Nayan also put in the chat that expand LinkedIn.
Was just looking for some LinkedIn network, so just put my ID on it. So if everyone can share their ID, like I'm sooner looking to visit Scotland, but I do not know anyone there. So just exploring, like just connecting with everyone. I know.
Excellent, that's good. And then having your LinkedIn account nice and polished, how you want to be seen, and through that you can expand your network and find volunteering opportunities, and also look at that as well. And also UWS LinkedIn profile, on the different tabs you can see there is the alumni profile as well, so you can see what kind of jobs people are doing after they finished or graduated from your degree, the course that you are doing as well. So there are so many opportunities and I guess things that you can do through LinkedIn, not just having your profile on display. Okay, then, so I think we are very, very efficient, 2 minutes to 3, and we managed to cover so much. And I'm really, really pleased to have you all. And thank you very much to our speakers, Mohammed, Marina, and Nayan, and also Jamie and Nigel and Claire for coming on board and running the event together. And this is Student Volunteering Week, and make sure you can always reach out to us, the careers advisors and student union, if you need help and support. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
And just a reminder that we do have the International Volunteering event tomorrow at 12:30, which you can book via the same online system. So please come along. We've got Rally International coming along to speak. And I think it should be an interesting session as well.
Yes, thank you, Nigel. I forgot to talk about that. Yes, so tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Is it
12:30.
12:30, yes. 12:30 tomorrow about international volunteering. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can volunteer. Yeah. See you tomorrow if you're coming. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.